Hey everyone, and we're back once again in my room for a new video. And today we're going to speak about the main books, the books that have changed my life. Now, if you search for my LinkedIn profile, I have a complete list of a lot of the influential books that have changed my life. It's a list of like at least 50 books, something like that. But I am going to name here a couple books and a couple authors that I think you should explore, okay? Now, the thing is that these books, I have read them over the course of 10 years, something like that. So there might be new insights, new studies, new information about this. So be sure to at least search on Google, and there might be something more recent about this, or maybe it has even changed. So I'm not really a big fan of autobiographies. I'm not really a big fan of fantasy. So I'm here more for the practical books that may not be practical, depends on what you like to consume, and the way that you consume it. I'm here to talk about the self-help books. Now, any book that has specific information about male and female energy is amazing. That's one of the main books, or those are the main books that I have consumed over my career and over my life. Now, I am going to name at least one author, which is David Deida. David Deida has so much content, not only for women but for men, that it's incredible. Now, again, I'm not saying that this is the type of content that you should know and it's going to change your life, but for me, it really did. So one of the first authors is, without a shadow of a doubt, David Deida. Now we are going to go for a second author, which has many different books, also in terms of self-help, the laws of life, something like that, which is Robert Greene. Basically, he is going to publish a new book quite recently. You just search for the author, and the new book is going to be about, I could be wrong, but it's about the energy, the flow state energy, something like that. Okay, the book is not finished, he's still writing it, but he has amazing books in terms of this type of content, and that feels like, for me, and then I'm going to give you a review at the end of this, of me stating and telling you the books, how these books have influenced the way that I see the world, because it's very interesting. It's not just like, oh, I consumed the book and I loved it and I had a great time. Sure, but how practical was it? Okay, then we will speak more about that in a minute or two. So, okay, David Deida, Robert Greene. I am going to give a little shout out to David Huberman, which he has a book coming out, which has, it's basically the 101 protocols, something like that, which basically has a bit of everything in terms of sunlight, in terms of sleep, in terms of emotions, in terms of addictions, everything, workouts, everything. So it has everything in just one book, and it's very complete. So I think that is a book to definitely check out, and it will have things that are more practical to our daily lives, okay? But I do classify it also as self-help, something like that, okay? That type of genre. And then other books that I've liked, I do have to talk about Paulo Coelho. He has a book which is The Alchemist. I hope I'm not saying the author's name wrong, but basically the book is The Alchemist. It's a great story. It's one of those books where it's just a story. It is fantasy, but there's a message behind it. There's a bigger meaning behind it. And if the book hits, it's amazing. There's also an amazing book about trauma, okay? How to let go of trauma. I don't particularly know the title right now. I completely forgot, but it has something to do with a tiger, okay? So it's basically, if you search tiger, trauma, something like that, it's a great book, great book about trauma and how you can let go of it. Now, I do have to talk about some psychology books, okay? Psychology books, whatever type of mindset you have and whatever type of party you are more inclined to, because we do have different types of psychologists and their own ideas. But I feel like if you read a psychology book, in my opinion, and this is where I will start to give you my sort of like self-reflection about the books, don't dive too much into it, because the thing is that knowledge is power, but it depends on what you do with that knowledge. Consuming all these books, it's great, but the thing is that it matters what you do with that knowledge. And you can get more knowledge, read more books. You can apply it in your studies or something like that that's specific to the books. Or third, you can live your fucking life. And this is the part of the video which is more exoterical, but it is true. Because the thing is that I am not telling you these books. The me of 10 years ago would have told you, you need to read these books. These books are going to change your life. These books are the main ideas that are going to shape and concept the way that you think, the way that you share your ideas, the way that you see the world. Yes, they will. But the me of today, of now, tells you, live your fucking life. Life is not always about content, either video or written content, whatever, or image, you get it. Life is about living, and only by living is the way that you apply the things that you learn in these books. Not because you have to read something and you have to apply it and try it for yourself, but because this is basically information, okay? And we live in an era where there is a overload of information. So in my opinion, yes, you should study these things, but then you should apply them by living your life, by searching for things that make you fulfilled. Your job, your family, your friends, your inner circle, your vicinities, your communities, the things that make you you, okay? Because I feel like sometimes we get so caught up in the perfect way. This is going to change my life. Unless that this is a content that you consume and you're like, oh my God, I enjoy that content. But for me, 10 years ago, I felt like the answer of life was in this book, was in that book, was in these books that I've just mentioned. And it was, but at the same time, it was right inside me, which is just fucking live. You don't need a guide to live. You may need some points and some tips, sure, but you know you better than anyone. So just fucking live. And that's the best advice that I can give you. And no book will give you that advice, because what does a book do? It gives you a story. It gives you content to be, how do I say, to kind of distract you. I'm not saying that books are bad. That's not my point. But what I'm saying is that always be careful how much you consume, because you can get lost in the consumption part. Okay? With every single video that I'm making right now, it's very important for me to tell you that you should take action. And taking action is not hard. It's not hard. We just have to start by doing it. And doing the things that we want to do and the things that we really want to take action on. But having this said, these books changed the way that I see life. These books changed the way that I touch my face, kinda, it is true. They shaped my personality, but I do feel like books are only merely a tool. You have what it takes by you to go on and live your life. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.